Yo, yo, yo. What's up, guys? Good morning, good morning. Good to see you, good to see you. Feels like it's been a minute. I guess because it has. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I don't know, man. It's going to be a weird day. We've got the news, obviously, getting that going a little bit early this morning. And then I've got some stuff going on, so we'll take the stream down. I should be back around, I don't know, hour to an hour and a half after the news segment. So roughly 9 o'clock a.m. CST, probably at the latest there, to do a little bit of some gaming, a little bit of some Bloodstained, and continue that playthrough until 11 o'clock. Around lunchtime, we're going to watch the Paradox showcase together. And that'll probably be the end of the stream today. So not a whole lot of, content today on that front. I've got some other stuff going on this afternoon, but then tomorrow we'll be back to normal. 6 a.m. Till about 3 p.m. CST, 7 days a week. We'll be back at it, man. So appreciate everybody understanding why I needed the weekend off and why today had to be a little bit wonky, but it's good to be back nonetheless. It's good to see you guys. Let's go ahead and do what we do, man. Let's jump into this video gaming news segment. First of all, that's what we're listening to this morning. A little bit of some bullets per minute OST. Very cool. First-person rhythm-based game. First-person shooter rhythm-based game with roguelike aspects to it. Very cool game. It's a lot of fun. It's got a very cool art style and everything around it too. So, and the music's really dope. So if you're enjoying the music and if the gameplay sounds like fun, highly recommend going and checking it out. Go. Solid. Let's dive into this and see what we got for the news. I'm sure we missed a little bit of stuff over the weekend, and we'll get caught up on all that. I wonder if we've seen this trailer for the Invincible. The game looks cool. We've seen a few trailers. We'll see if we've seen that one yet. Even if we have, we'll end up watching it again. It's cool. Nice. FIFA Ultimate Team Packs are illegal gambling. It looks like in Australia. That's great. New Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi announced. Cool. New Perfect Dark rumor? All right, it's probably not worth diving into there, but what it's saying is that Perfect Dark is not close to being finished. So on that front, we'll just wait around until we get some more news on whenever we're getting closer to some, I don't know, more details about what's happening with that title, and maybe seeing more about what it's going to bring to the table for us as far as gameplay. Clash Artifacts of Chaos release date, gameplay, and trailer. This game looks wild. Fortnite could get FPS mode next season. Interesting. I would think that. I'm surprised it's not already there, to be honest. But here's the thing: if they're going to be doing FPS mode, unless people just want to mess around and have fun with it, people that play in third person are almost always going to have an advantage if you're mixing both of those viewpoints in a shooter, from first person to third person. Third person gives you a better overall view of what's going on in the world, whereas first person is a little bit more immersive, but not quite as um, nice for the game player of showing what exactly is happening around you. And so I think it's cool that they're going to incorporate, but on a competitive level, if they're planning on having both in the same competitive modes, it's not going to work very well, in my opinion. Third person almost always having an advantage in shooter games, in competitive shooter games. And so I think that they're probably going to need to try it out in like a first person only play style. And then the other play style would obviously be your third person only, unless you want to do some casual stuff where people are able to choose whatever they want to play as. PlayStation reveals the most unexpected PS5 controller yet. We'll see what's going on there. Yeah, Paradox announcement show is today. Again, we're watching this today, right? So that's what I was talking about whenever we first started up the stream today. We are watching this. So again, it's a bit of a weird go for us today on how the stream content's going. I had to start the news segment up early this morning. So after the news segment, the stream will be going down for a little bit. I will be back. It won't take me too long, and I'll be back. We will get some gaming in, and then at 11 o'clock a.m. CST, we will be watching the Paradox showcase, and that'll be probably the end of the stream for us today, as I've got some other stuff going on this afternoon. But then tomorrow we'll be back at regular, normal, 7 day a week, 6 a.m. to roughly 3 p.m. schedule, just like normal. But we'll see what Paradox has to show us. Oh, sick! Dead by Daylight horror film adaptation in the works from Blumhouse. Blumhouse just started up their own gaming studio too, which is really cool for all the horror fans out there, right? All the horror fans, which includes myself. I think that's a great thing to see a company that has done so well at making great indie movies come into the gaming space and hopefully be able to create a lot of great indie horror video games as well. So we'll see what happens on the front of the adaptation there for Dead by Daylight as we move forward, but it's not probably worth diving into too much right now. It's like there's a Splatoon 3 feature disabled following the latest update. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League faces backlash. It looks like for exactly what I was kind of already telling people was probably going to be the case, and a bunch of monetization in the game outside of the game costing up front. So I'm not surprised. It still feels bad, but we'll take a look. Started off with a we're doing our searches in the opposite direction this morning. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Looks like Nintendo's holding massive sale for Mario games on the Switch. We'll take a look at that for everybody. I think this is just going to be big plans for. Okay, yeah. Sons of the Forest dev in-night games has big plans for the companions. We'll take a quick peek at that. Look, the reason I am not playing Sons of the Forest right now is because I don't want to experience this game without the full experience. Basically, I don't want to play this game until it's full release, which is not supposed to be until another 6 to 8 months. So at that point, we're definitely going to play this game. I will be playing it with community members. We're going to have a good time. We had a blast playing the Forest, the original Forest game together, and I can only imagine, that Sons of the Forest, if it's on par with the first one, and hopefully it would be a little bit better. That's what you want to see from a dev. You want to see some progression. Then we'll have an even more enjoyable experience. But you know, at the time that this game releases in its full state, that's when we'll play it. I don't want to play through this and not be able to have all the lore, not be able to experience all the mechanics that are supposed to be in the game. And they've been very public about the fact that not all of that content is in the game right now in early access. So what is this about? Series S is on. So is this the Verizon stuff? Yeah. Look, there's a big sale right now for like if you're a Verizon member, customer, or whatever, then you can get a Series S for $150 off of their site. So if you're interested, you should be checking into that. Okay. We've got that up. Oh, this was Austrian, not Australian. My bad. So, FIFA Ultimate Team Packs. If you're not familiar with this concept, um, basically all of the EA games, right? All of the EA games have an Ultimate Team play mode, and this is what EA tries to promote all the time. They want people in there playing their ultimate. This is what I mean. One of the reasons I quit playing EA games a long time ago, and I used to play a good amount. One of the reasons I quit was because it was pretty blatantly obvious to me that EA was spending all of their time really focused on only trying to make their ultimate team stuff um, more progressive. They weren't working on a lot of the other aspects of the games to give people a better all around comprehensive, better experience year to year. It was there was a huge focus on just trying to get people to focus on playing the ultimate team stuff, which is where all of the loot boxes kind of mechanics come in. They want you to buy these packs over and over and over. That's where you get all your players from. You play other people with them, and it was just for me it was a gross concept. And that's one of the things that really drove me away from EA. And I mean, I've said this time and time again. Like the whole loot box gambling esque kind of mechanic in games. Adults are going to adult, right? It doesn't mean that there aren't adults that don't have issues with things like gambling addictions and stuff that don't need some help in um, addressing those issues. But ultimately, I don't think it's necessarily, you know, anybody else's place to tell an adult whether or not they can partake in you know, a mechanic such as this that's implemented in a game or gambling anywhere else in life. I mean, it's people's money. They can do what they want with their money, as far as I'm concerned. But when it comes to things like this being incorporated in games and thrown in front of children that are young and impressionable, and their brains are not fully developed yet, they haven't necessarily been well educated on what gambling is and what it can be, and that it can be an addiction, and how to be how to properly address some of those things in life that can have addictive tendencies to people. I think that is where my biggest issue lies, in trying to prevent young impressionable individuals from being able to um, engage in these kinds of mechanics. But what I will say is that I think any of these like loot box kind of mechanics, that can affect adults on a great level as well, should coincide with some kinds of um, whether it be hotlines or sites to get people help or whatever, because gambling addiction is an addiction just like many other addictions in life, and a lot of people have issues with overcoming it, and you know I think that's the best way it could go about addressing those things. But it looks like in Austria, the ultimate team packs are probably not going to be a part of this anymore. So we've talked a lot about what's on Netflix, even of late, like right before I broke for the weekend. We talked about all that's on Netflix, so I'm not going to dive into that. I'm a little bit more interested in what's to come. We've talked a lot about what's already there. You know what's funny about this title? So the title of this is Games Inbox. Is Final Fantasy the best JRPG series? We just read an article, I think it was Thursday or Friday, about how many developers of RPGs in Japan find it off putting and even discriminatory to call their RPGs JRPGs. And then we see this, and it was actually some of the directors behind Final Fantasy 16 that were saying that too, and I didn't have any idea there was any kind of negative connotation that went around that went along with referring to a game as a JRPG. I had just always kind of simulated JRPG with particular kinds of art styles and some gameplay mechanics that come more out of Japanese RPGs than maybe more Western style RPGs, and I didn't know that it was ever looked upon as any kind of had any kind of negative connotation with it. But I'm probably just gonna quit referring to them, because I don't want people to feel like I'm referring to a game in that state as in a negative way. That I mean, I had no idea that was something that people thought, developers thought. It was like they didn't want people referring to their RPGs as a JRPG or anything. Ferret, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man? How was your weekend, dude? How is I'm guessing you probably got a little bit more gameplay in this weekend of Lightfall, yeah? How's it going, dude? PS Plus alert, UK and Australia score epic $1 deal. Let's see what's going on. You beat the main campaign now. Solid. How'd you feel about it? It's good to see you, man. I missed you guys. We'll stick with this, man. Let's get into these articles. PlayStation Plus alert, UK and Australia score epic $1 deal, leaving US gamers envious. Oh, for real? Gameplay good. Destiny 2, I feel like, has always had good gameplay. So I mean, I wasn't, you know, that doesn't surprise me too much. Story has a bunch of holes, wasn't very fluid. Yuck, dude. Yeah, that's rough. What's how are people reviewing it right now? I'd seen some stuff recently where it was like right I mean early anyways, before I went away for the weekend. Um People didn't seem too enthused with it, man. Oh god. Oh my god, dude. Oh, you still liked it and think there's more coming out? Well, that's good. You would hope so. If it's been yeah. If it was done in a way that's left people wanting and not really knowing exactly, you know, what's happening, then you would hope that there would be more coming to kind of you know, tie up some of the loose ends that people might be wondering about, you know. But what are people saying here? Story narrative, a lot of it. Great game. Strand is fun. Stranding the campaign was lame. Picture game with everyone going invisible the entire time during PvP. I know that sounds like a fun game mode to me, dude. You just have to like shoot around and see if you hit anybody. That sounds like that could be a pretty wild PvP mode, dude. You know what I mean? Just give everybody one shot kill weapons and throw everybody in a PvP match where everybody's invisible. You know what I mean? That could be pretty wild, dog. Yeah. Oh, one of your guys couldn't see you because it's having an raids too. Oh no. Look, here's a pretty concise. If you're here for the story, just rewatch the trailer and save the $50. You'll be just as caught up as the rest of us. Oh no, dude. Oh no. That was a good trailer. Yeah, I saw it, dude. It was a good trailer. Yo, there is a really it looks like a pretty extensive review here. Um this person said I have never written a review on Steam and never really planned to until I played Lightfall. Um but they listed what they see as like a ton of pros and cons here for what the expansion. And dude, they really went into some stuff for the you can see here like there's like a dash listed lists here for pros And then the cons, man, dude, they went into depth here. TLDR, gameplay is fun and engaging if you prefer a sci-fi aesthetic over a fantasy one. Then I think the Legendary campaign might beat out the Witch Queen gameplay-wise. If you were hoping for new vendor armor, new weapon models, a compelling story, updates to Crucible, updates to Gambit, good strike updates, and innovation, then I'm afraid that you aren't in the right place. So that was their TLDR right there. Interesting. I'd be interested to read this entire. This is the kind of stuff I look for in a nice review. Give me a good, nice pro and con list here of whether it be a recommend or a not recommend. That's what I want to see from somebody. So I might have to go back and read that. Interesting, man. I mean that the DLC is looking like a pretty big letdown for most people right now. 33% positive reviews on Steam. Yikers, man. That's pretty brutal. Pretty rough scores, man. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of gathering as well, man. A lot of issues with um, what the campaigns bringing to the table for people. Yep. Pretty underwhelming, it seems, for a lot of people in what they were expecting. Well, that's good. That's good. Nice, nice, cool, man. You still pretty bent about how much they uh crushed your items you were using, your set, the debuff they threw down on it. How you feeling about that right now? I know you haven't really had time. Yeah, it hurts. Yeah, you haven't really had time to do anything else besides the main campaign. So, yeah, yeah, that's rough, dude. That always feels bad. So, PlayStation Plus, it's good to see you, buddy. I appreciate it, man. Let me know as you move forward with it. Let me know what you think. You know what I mean? Um, PlayStation Plus alert: UK and Australia score epic $1 deal, leaving US gamers envious. Despite the lack of promotion for PlayStation marketing, the gaming community is buzzing about this rare deal. Can you guys get rid of this big, massive flipping header? You guys are killing me, dude. There. No? Good night, dude. That header is massive. Extra, a rare PlayStation Plus deal is causing a stir in the gaming world, with gamers in the UK and Australia rejoicing at the opportunity to snag a month of PS Plus Essential, Extra, and Premium for just $1, $3, and $5 respectively. This is the cheapest PS Plus deal we've ever seen. Yeah. Apparently. You know what I mean? Apparently. At the very least, what they could have done was, like, they should have at least made these, like, drop down bars. You know what I mean? So, look, they can leave this up. Dude, that's fine. You know what I mean? That wouldn't be too intrusive. But make these drop down bars, dog. You know? Like, if you go up here, it drops down. It's easy. Instead of taking up a third of the flipping page. They took up a third of the page, bro. That's rough. Um, there's a catch. If you're in the U.S., unfortunately. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Uh, if you're in the U.S., unfortunately, this deal isn't available, and there's no word on when or if it will be. The deal, and then they've got this big stupid thing too. Like, I can't get rid of, dude. The deal has been live for a few days in other regions, so it looks increasingly unlikely this deal will be extended to the U.S. PSN users, but it's possible it will go live this coming week. For those lucky enough to be in the eligible regions, this deal is only available until March 5th, so time is running out to snag this incredible bargain. There's more bad news for those who already have a subscription, as this deal is only available to new subscribers. Despite the lack of promotion from PlayStation marketing, the gaming community is buzzing about this rare deal. Could it be a sign of more discounts to come? Only time will tell, but for now, UK and Australian gamers can enjoy their discounted PS Plus while they wait and hope for more incredible deals in the future. So UK and Australia, man, you guys can potentially get yourselves a month of PS Plus Essential, Extra, and Premium at a pretty Pretty nice price. So check it out if you're interested. They've got some pretty good games that came up over the last month too, or for this month, for March. They've got some pretty good titles on PS Plus right now, so it's probably worth taking a look. Even if you just want it for 1 month, they've got some pretty good titles up on PS Plus right now. So consider maybe you might be able to get some decent games played at this point at a pretty low price rate for a month's worth of gaming. Splatoon 3 feature disabled following latest updates. Splatoon 3's fresh season update released earlier this week, offering a ton of new content for players to enjoy. However, it seems that Nintendo has been forced to disable the game's friend notifications as a result of issues following version 3.0.0. The company revealed the issue via the Nintendo of Europe Twitter account and has stated that it is currently working on a fix. As of this writing, it's unclear how long the problem will persist, but hopefully Nintendo will get things under control sooner rather than later. Quote, "We are aware of an issue with Splatoon 3's version 3.0.0 update, which is affecting friend notifications, and they have therefore been suspended while we work on a fix. Please use the friend list feature to play with friends online in the meantime. We apologize for any inconvenience," the tweet reads. Hopefully that workaround will keep fans enjoying the game with their friends as Nintendo gets a fix under control. Over the last few days, Splatoon 3's new season has given fans a lot to get excited about, including new maps, weapons, table turf cards, and returning favorites from the Wii U era. The whole thing really feels like a substantial update with the right amount of content to keep players invested until the next major update gets released. Readers interested in seeing everything added in version 3.0.0 can learn more right here. We've already hit on a lot of it over the past probably week to week and a half. We saw basically everything that was coming out with this. But if you want more, I'll link this. You can take a look. There's a link right here. Cool. Here we go, man. I mean, this is a lot of what we have been talking about here in this community about some of the bigger issues regarding being skeptical about this title, right? So a lot of it was monetization. Some of the other things that you're always a bit worried about with this genre of game, being a loot and shooter and everything, is how well it would be developed to keep players interested in continuing to play it, right? What kind of playtime are you going to get out of this? You know, is there going to be a nice system set up to entice people to keep playing and keep grinding and more, or is it just going to feel repetitive? You know, that's one of the really, really bad holes that a lot of the loot and shoot games can fall into, is feeling grossly repetitive and not worth the replay that they try to incorporate, and it just gets real boring. So those were some of the things we were talking about. Right here, they're talking about facing the Rocksteady's facing backlash after they've revealed the Battle Pass and online connection requirements for single player. Right, we already knew all this was part of this, so we knew that there was going to be an online requirement even if you were playing single player. We already knew there was going to be a Battle Pass. We knew there was going to be a microtransaction shop. We knew you were going to be paying upfront for this game.
Now that we're friends again, is it okay if I pet you?
Thanks, dude. Oh my god, dude.
Wick 6634 just resubscribed for 15 months. Looking cute. Happy anniversary. All hail Meta. Hogwarts was a great game.
What's up, dude? Yo, man. Good morning. 15 months, dog. You're looking cute too, bro. Thanks. Happy anniversary, man. Yeah, we'll have to do something special. Like get each other sick again. Oh, man. Yeah, all hell Meta. Hogwarts was a greatly horrendous game. So there's that. I agree. How you doing, buddy? How was your weekend, man? Good morning, dude. It's good to see you. I missed you, dude. I missed you, bro. So I don't know, man. There's a lot to be skeptical about in the first place with this. Uh, it seemed weird that all these characters were able to just like be so incredibly versatile with moving around. I mean, it was almost like they could all almost fly. Like Harley Quinn looks like she's Spider-Man within this game, literally. She doesn't do the whole like web slinging thing, but she's got like these ropes that she's swinging around on and flipping off of and stuff. She looks like Spider-Man. And there's only really one of these characters, from what I know, that is able to do any kind of actual flying around through the canon of the lore of these characters. But I mean, it's really weird the way they set this up, just in that aspect. And then for all the monetization that's going on with the battle pass and the microtransaction store, and then, they're already talking about characters coming out they're going to want you to buy as DLC content. They want you to pay up front for the game. 24 degrees. Not really feeling that. Yeah, dude. It was like, dude, it's been getting up close to like, like it's been like high 40s around here, dude. High 40s. I don't know what it's going to be today. I got to go out in it though. I gotta leave my Hermitville, you know what I mean? It's already above 40 degrees here for us. Whoa, dude, for real, Ferret? Nice, bro. 74. That sounds amazing. But dude, I'll take 40s over 24. So the glass is half full of warmth. Tomorrow back to 52. 74 sounds pretty good, dog. Yeah, I'll take that, bro. Yeah. We're sitting at like 41 right now, dude. So not bad. Not bad. I'll take it. Yeah. It'll be chill. Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually this I've got an appointment. I've got some appointments going on today. So if you guys didn't know, like I'm doing the news now. I'm doing it early. I've got to take the stream down. I'll be back at the latest at like 9 a.m. CST. We're gonna game for a little bit. Then we're gonna watch the Paradox stuff. Then I gotta take the stream back down. I've got another appointment this afternoon to take care of, and then I'm dude. Since I'm already going to be out in town, I'm just going to go like detail the crap out of my wife's car for him now that winter's over, really, or it's getting over with. Her car needs to be cleaned out, so I'm going to go detail her car out for her, and then we'll be back to regular stuff tomorrow. Back to 7 days a week, 6 to 3. Yeah, supposed to get to 61, dude. Then it should start warming up here pretty quick for you. You know what I mean? I know it's probably a little bit chilly right now, but if it's going to get up to 61, it shouldn't take too long before it starts warming up, man. That's what, dude. I went and took a drive in my car yesterday because it was like mid 40s. I was like windows down, dude. I was jamming out. I need to get some gas. I'd only driven my car about 3 or 4 times over the winter, and it was just such a nice day, man. We got back into town. Oh, you did your car? Yeah. We got back into town yesterday, late morning. No, no, no. It was early afternoon. It was early afternoon. And I did some things around here. And then it was like late afternoon, early evening. I was like, dude, I need to go for a drive. I just need to go for a drive. So I just went and hopped in Mike. I got my car out of the garage and went and took a drive. All cleaned out, looking fresh. Yeah, I wash my wife's car a lot. I wash our cars a lot. Smell like a pine tree? Yeah, dog. Did you rub some on too? Did you get that pine tree, dude? Did you rub it on? So, but I've got an entire box of like car cleaning stuff out, dude. That I'm gonna take into town today, and after my appointment, I'm gonna get her car all done up right. It needs it pretty bad. It's not like disgusting. It just hasn't. I haven't done it in a while, so I'm gonna make it real nice for her. Just got brand new tires put uh, on Friday. Getting her car all hooked up, dude. Smeared some tree sap all over the dashboard. Just smack a a little hula girl on there, dude. Bam. You know what I mean? Got the nice smelling pine sap all over the dashboard, and then smashed a hula girl on top of it, dude. That way she's not going anywhere besides just wiggling. You know what I mean? Oh, for real? Yeah. Well, we hadn't really had to replace the tires on my wife's car, man, since we bought it. Besides one that got, we ran over, something got run over. I can't remember what it was. Something got run over, and it wasn't able. One of the tires we had wasn't able to be repaired. So we had one tire that wasn't, but about half of its life gone. I actually held on to it. We'll probably just give it to like Salvation Army or something, so maybe somebody will be able to use it. But I replaced the entire set on my wife's ride on Friday, and I'm getting her all hooked up. Yeah, the Tarkov wiggle? No, no, I didn't. What's the Tarkov wiggle, dude? Wait, not images, dude. No, 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 no. The wiggle that killed Tarkov. Yeah, 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 dude, yeah, yeah. No, we read an article on this. Okay, yeah, yeah. Sorry, man. Yeah, so they're talking about it's like they've been going in and tracking like so there's so many cheats being used, right? That's what it's about, right? Um, the wick wiggle, dude. Be careful. You see the wick wiggle, dude. Oh, you're not ever gonna be able to. Yeah, the cheats. Yeah. So that's what it was basically somebody was going into matches and because a lot of people are using the same kind of cheats and it's like being able to see through environment, see through walls and stuff like that. And they were going in and testing and it was like they would wiggle at people through walls and environment, and people would wiggle back at them. And they were basically like checking the percentage of how many people would wiggle back at them. And it was just like it was like 60% of matches had, or was it 60% of matches, or was it 60% of people in matches that they came across, something like that, were actually cheating in Tarkov. Yeah, there's been I mean, we hit on a lot of Tarkov stuff last week from some of the update stuff, but a lot of it was the cheating stuff that goes on in Tarkov. We talk about that a lot, man. I mean, it's pretty terrible for a competitive random mode. And Harley Quinn. How appropriate is that? Check that noise out. That's funny. Somebody needs to win this. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Wick, that's what's going to be after you today after the weather heats up, dude. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, dude. It's pretty bad. And that's what there've been people that have been pretty outraged because there are a lot of people that love that game, but they don't want to play it with all the other cheaters and stuff. And they've been calling for the developer to really press down hard and alleviating, and remedying a lot of the cheating in the game, and they keep saying they're doing it, but it seems like they're not really taking care of it, and so I feel like the community's like at a really unhealthy point right now. We talk about that a lot. Cheating destroys communities of competitive games, and look, I'm very, very, very vocal about it. There are some people that cheat in like online games that are just trolls, but a lot of them are just soft ass gamers. They just suck at games and they can't stand to lose and they don't want to get good. And I'll tell you, if you're a cheater in a game, you're soft and you suck, and that's why you're cheating because you can't get good and you're tired of getting wrecked. So I'll call it what it is, dude. I don't care. Um, it's it's crazy how many people want to just like instead of actually trying to get good at a game and be competitive on the same level playing field, you know, people want to just go grab like a piece of software that allows them to just I don't understand like what kind of satisfaction people get out of it. I don't understand that. I don't understand the satisfaction people get out of just throttling everybody else, just melting everybody else by having an obvious advantage in just cheating. I don't get it, dude. I don't understand what people get out of that. Crazy things the guy said in a video. He had interviewed a cheater. He was more concerned with getting caught by the cheat company than the game company. Jesus, dude. That's insane. That's insane. Yeah, Tarkov is been notable for a long time for being pretty bad for cheaters and everything. So I don't know. And we talk about it a lot. It's for a competitive game, you know, or a game of that nature, with PvP and stuff. It's very unhealthy for the community, and um, pretty actually long term catastrophic if you don't end up like nipping that stuff in the bud, man. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Look, don't get me wrong either. I mean, one of the other things we talk about is like it's not necessarily easy all the time, right? I mean, it's always a cat and mouse game, right? So you've got like, um, there are always new ways that companies and people are developing and creating and implementing hacks and cheats and stuff for games. And then this, in turn, the response from the developer is to find ways to uh, block and prevent those current, you know, cheats from being able to be used in their title, right? And then it's like cyclical, yeah. So I know that you know that, Ferret, and I know a lot of other people know that, but I think it's important to state the fact that I don't, just to be very upfront about the fact, I don't think it's an easy thing to address, right? It never is, and it's an ongoing, never-ending um, war, basically, between the developers and the people that utilize and implement these kinds of cheats and hacks in the games. So it's a struggle, but there's something to be said for companies that actually have a very good, dedicated take on, and stance on prevention and eliminating usage of hacks and cheats whenever they do come out, very quickly, right? And as opposed to some developers like the ones, it was a Battle State. I think it's Battle State, right? Battle State's the one behind Tarkov, I think. Where I mean they've been getting criticized for a long time about not doing enough to get rid of cheaters and hackers in their games. So I don't know. It's definitely not healthy for the community. It's not healthy for the long term of the game either, because people that actually want to play the game and experience it legit, they just know they can't. So there's no point in getting in there and trying it, because they know that anytime they get into a match, if the cheating's just rampant and just everywhere, there's no point, because you know that almost anytime you get into a match, you're just going to get destroyed by somebody that you can't compete with, because there's nothing you can do. Kayla, what's up, my friend? How are you? How was your weekend? So, I mean, I know it's not easy, but anybody that's going to be developing a competitive, PvP style game, they've got to know that this is something that's got to be kind of at the forefront of their endeavors in trying to eliminate this kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I said. I think that part of it's just people enjoying being a troll, right? Part of it is just people enjoying being a troll, but at the same time, it's still really sad that those people can't be a troll based on getting good at the game naturally. They just they want to go troll people out by cheating, rather than you know just getting good, and so no matter which way you go about it, I mean, those people suck as far as I'm concerned. Weekend was all right. My weekend was good, man. It was cool. I got to go spend time with family. It was nice. Yeah, yeah, quite often, Ferret. Yeah, yeah, quite often. I mean, well, we all know that it can't be fun. No, I mean, I can't understand it. I mean, I can't understand it being fun, dude. There's no way. I mean, how can you have fun? Just there's no competition in it, and even I mean, it's like I said before, I don't know how you get any satisfaction out of it, knowing that you're doing nothing by your own skill. You're getting everything done by cheating and having an advantage over other people. That just seems weird to me. I don't understand it. You know, yeah, you can't even say you're good at the game. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know. For me, it's just not there. I've never understood it. Again, there's a difference between like the old, a lot of old school single player games always had like uh command line like cheat codes in them and stuff that were just god mode, infinite ammo. I mean, you name it. There were a lot of fun old crazy codes that they would put into games, Konami codes, stuff like that. They would just allow people to kind of mess around and stuff. And that's a bit of a different kind of thing to give people the option to like mess around in a game that's just single player. You're not affecting anybody else. But when it comes to like the competitive side of things, it's really kind of gross. Age of Empires had that. Yeah. Is that what you use? I'm just like, dude. To get more. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, yeah. I mean, all those old games had that kind of thing. I mean, didn't even like Warcraft and the old Starcraft games and stuff. They had like codes that you could. Yeah, yeah, for sure, dude. I remember that. I'd forgotten all about that until you just brought that up, dude. All those old games. Yeah, I don't even remember them either, but I remember there being codes that you could like type in and use and stuff that would give you more resources and everything. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, they were. Yeah, they were, dude. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'd forgotten all about that. Yeah, you couldn't be the original StarCraft without using the cheats. Yeah, dude, I'd forgotten all about it till Wick brought that up. That's crazy, dude. Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, if you're just messing around in single player or whatever, dude, I mean, it's whatever. That, just to give people something. I mean, because that was something devs did for a long time. They always implemented like. And what was funny, I've talked about this before. What was funny was back in the day, before how prevalent an expanse of the internet was. Quite often, you were like getting this information by word of mouth. So you go to school, you know what I mean. Everybody'd be like hyped up about a new game that was out or whatever, and be like, "Oh, bro, did you hear about the code or whatever?" You'd be like writing down codes in school and taking them home on a piece of paper or whatever to try them out, and be like, "Oh, dude, they debated me. That one didn't work." You know what I mean? Like stuff like that happening. Pretty funny, dude. But yeah, Caleb, my weekend was good, man. It was chill. I got to go see some family and hang out and relax a little bit, and that was nice. Um, so it's good to be back. Today's wonky again. We'll be up for the news, and then we'll be down until a little bit later this morning when I'll be back up to do some gaming, and then we'll watch Paradox together and then after the Paradox will kick off at 11 a.m. CST, so 12 Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. And after the Paradox, I'm going to have to take stream back down because I got stuff going on this afternoon as well. Then tomorrow we'll be back to normal. Yeah, yeah. But it's good to see everybody, man. As nice as it was to see family be gone, I like being here, and it's good to see you guys. Yeah, thanks, Caleb. SimCity had one they trolled people with. Used it too many times. Bro, I think I kind of recall that. Holy crap. That's crazy, Ferret. Nice. Yeah. Yo, Philly cheesesteak sounds good, though, dude. I actually, my in-laws sent me home with a bunch of cheesecake. I didn't even realize it till I got home. My wife was like, "Yo, you want some cheesecake last night?" I was like, "Wait, what?" They like sent home like a whole bunch of cheesecake that didn't get eaten with us. So, I'm just gonna keep getting thicker, man. Oh, dude, cheesecake's like, oh, dude, that's like my jam, dude. I love cheesecake. All right, let's get back into this, man. So Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League faces backlash after Rocksteady reveals Battle Pass and online connection requirements for single player. Um, One of the facts on the game's official website asks, is the internet connection required to play Suicide Squad? We had already hit on this weeks ago. The answer provided by the developer reads, yes, an internet connection is required to play Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League solo or via online co-op. While not confirmed to demand a persistent connection, always online DRM checks were rejected by the gaming community at large when the Xbox One was revealed at E3 2013. It was announced it would do just that, only for Sony to later announce the PS4 was cheaper and allowed users to play and share used games with no issue. If the cheering and chanting of Sony didn't make it obvious, then head of Xbox Don Matrick, leaving a mere 18 days after that presentation, did. However, the need for the game to use online connections may not be for DRM, but to prevent illicit ways to obtain in-game currency or premium items. That's what I was kind of wondering if that might be the case. This is a loot and shooter game, right? And it does have online capabilities, so you have to be, a bit understanding of the fact that they're going to be kind of worried about people injecting things into the game if it was in an offline state, or doing things to alter the game in an offline state and then bringing them into the online state of the game, that they wouldn't be prepared for. So rather than, try to address it on that front, that's why they're probably just going, everything needs to be online. Got to be online all the time. Will Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League have a battle pass? Inquires another frequently asked question. Yes. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League will have a post-launch cosmetics-only battle pass system to earn new outfits, emotes, and other items to customize playable characters. Prefaces the respective answer. It continues, each battle pass will have free tiers available at no cost to all Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League members, along with premium tiers that will be available via an optional in-game purchase. All battle pass items will be cosmetic and will not affect gameplay in any way. Another question asks if the upcoming title will have in-game purchases. Sure enough, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League will have cosmetic items available for optional in-game purchases. They can be used to customize playable characters. Quote, each cosmetic only battle pass will also have premium tiers that will be available via an optional in-game purchase. All in-game purchases will be completely optional, will not affect gameplay in any way. Requiring an online connection also makes the game time sensitive. When the servers are shut down, it would render the game unplayable, and should the game sell poorly, this could happen in under a year, negatively impacting players who did enjoy it. The microtransaction-heavy Babylon's Fall, for example, launched early in March 2022, but was shut down in February of this year. One of the many reasons why this particular title managed to squeeze its way into our top 10 worst video games of 2022. Were this the case for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, there's a chance the game may continue to run after support ends. Such examples include Chocobo GP and Crystal Dynamics' infamous Marvel's Avengers. Neither of the aforementioned titles required players to be online at all times, though. The fear of the game being yet another poor quality microtransaction and live service game may explain the reception it has received recently. Gaming News Twitter user @Wario64 shared the details from the fact, summarizing internet connection required to play Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, even in solo play. Yeah. The majority of replies and quote retweets in the comment section under Wario64's post above condemned the online connection and the live service model. YouTuber Sile brought attention to the alarming number of dislikes found in recent trailers for the game, noting plus 100,000 dislikes on @Rocksteady's Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game for going full Marvel's Avengers. Yeah. Shill's working overtime to fillet anti-consumer nonsense while Babylon's Fall shuts down today. A glimpse into the future. It's worth pointing out that all of those trailers were uploaded on the same day Rocksteady showcased Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League during PlayStation's most recent State of Play presentation and revealed the game would have a battle pass. This was also the day Wario64 shared the game's fact that confirmed the game requires an internet connection to be played. At the time of writing, the new like to dislike ratios on the trailers highlighted by Sile are the following. It's pretty terrible. Way more dislikes to likes. Yeah. Look, I was already talking. I'm not surprised here. It is multiplayer. Yeah. So this entire game is it's a loot and shooter is what it is built around genre wise, and I didn't realize that's what it was going to be, but it absolutely is. Um, I mean, the game looks okay, but again, I think, I mean, I'm talking months and months ago. We had already seen some screenshots that had come out from the menu of the game that showed battle pass, it showed shop, all that stuff, and then we were getting more information about how they were planning on releasing characters that were going to be DLC that you're going to have to pay for, and yeah, I mean, look, I mean, to be fair, people, battle passes almost always incorporate the mechanic of having a free tier and a paid tier of the battle pass. So you don't have to buy into it, right? I mean, there's nothing that says you have to buy into a battle pass, and especially if it's like nothing that has an effect on gameplay. Um, it's just cosmetic type stuff or whatever, then that's not a huge deal. But at the same time, this isn't a free to play game. I expect more of that kind of thing in a free to play game. Whereas people are paying up front for this. They're probably going to be charging 60, maybe even $70 for this game on drop. And then they have Battle Pass, and they have a microtransaction store where they want people to pay for characters, and it's literally Marvel's Avengers again, and outside of that, it seems like a really weird take on these characters being able to be just so. I mean, it's almost like all of them just fly around. It's a really weird take on what these characters have traditionally been, which is not that. One of them has traditionally had like some rockets that they can boost around and fly around with. The rest of them are not that type of character. Yeah, it's a video game world and it's fictitious and everything, so they can implement that kind of thing. But these are also characters that I think a lot of people like things to stick kind of canon for, and to see them like, I'm telling you, Harley Quinn. If you go watch the trailer for this, Harley Quinn looks like Spider-Man flying, like swinging around on ropes and stuff. It's just roping everywhere. There's something to be said. Don't get me wrong. There's something to be said for an action-based game for fluid maneuverability, right? And it looks fast paced and it's got a lot of action and stuff. So I think I kind of understand where they were trying to go with it, but it seems a little over the top if you ask me. Um, where these characters are just, oh, is that what it is? They give her that ability because of high tech drone. Oh, I didn't even know. Okay, yeah, yeah. All right, yeah. Well, that makes more sense. It just, to me, I had no idea. I had no idea. All I saw was that she was like basically just swinging around like Spider Man everywhere, dude, flipping off these ropes and stuff. I didn't notice. I didn't have. I didn't notice the information about how she was able to do that and stuff. But yeah. Oh, that's what it is. She's attaching to a drone. Oh, okay, Kaylee. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Rest well. It was good to see you too. Yeah, maybe we'll see you later. Well, I'll be up. I'll be up again. The stream will be down after the news, and then we'll be back up a little bit later. So, yeah, maybe we'll see you later. I hope you rest well. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. But I mean, who knows? I mean, it, I think right now there's a lot of hesitant on from a lot of people about diving into this game, and I think a big part of it's because it just is coming off much too similar to like Marvel's Avengers. On the side of like how much transaction like they're trying to pull out of people. It just seems gross to a lot of us, anyways. I think, but I don't know. If you need more out of it, take a look. Yeah, and I'm more willing to accept a lot of the the need for transactional kinds of implementations to make a profit on a game that might be coming out in a very low price point, especially free to play. But for a game to be coming out, which I'm pretty sure that game is going to be at a high price point on release. Um, oh yeah, that's exactly the way it's going to go for it. Yeah, for sure. But I'm pretty sure that game's going to be releasing at a pretty high price point, and I think that's going to be the biggest issue for Rocksteady. There is that a lot of people are going to go, "You want us to pay upfront $60 to $70, and then you want us to keep paying more? Like, why?" Right. Yeah. I mean, it's already getting that comparison, right? So they're already in a bad spot. It's already being compared to that, and it hasn't released yet, right? So, people already have that stuck in their mind, and that's not a good look. That's not a good situation to be in for Rocksteady right now with that title. So, we'll see what happens. I was already scared about it, so I'm definitely not playing it on release or anything. And I love loot and shooters. Marvel's Avengers was microtransaction ridden. It was just polluted with microtransaction stuff. It was, from what I understand, it had some technical issues on release, and it was very repetitive, from what I gathered. It did not have very fresh feeling gameplay. From what I was gathering, I didn't play it, so I can't, you know, I'm not speaking from experience, but from everything that I gathered from reading news and stuff, that the gameplay was pretty boring, pretty fast because it got really repetitive. And it was just super microtransaction, dude. And that was one of the biggest hits or biggest criticisms for the game. And it basically just tanked. I mean, it's dying now. They're done supporting it as of, I think, September of this year. There'll be no more support for the game. So, I mean, it died off. They did not do very good. Yeah. Was it even on Steam? Was it on Steam? $60 recent, 67%. So, I mean, it's not abysmal or anything. You know what I mean? It's like it's not the worst thing, I guess, but it's definitely not good. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So this is what people are saying now, right? People are like recommending it now because all the stuff in the game is becoming free, right? All the things that used to have to be paid for, uh, is becoming free, right? So, because the game's dying, you can get keys for the game for really cheap, or you can get it on Steam quite often for really cheap. Uh, that's what I was just saying, Ferret. That's what I just said. Yep, yeah. Everything. I said the game's dying. I appreciate it, buddy. Yeah. And in September, the game's no longer supported. Yeah. So there will be no more. I mean, they're killing this game off, and that's why the reviews are going up on it, because people are like, okay, well, you don't have to deal with any of the microtransaction stuff anymore, because they're just making everything free now because they're killing the game off. Yeah, easy to give it away now, right? Because they don't care anymore. But prior to this, dude, like if you went and looked at, let's see, Jesus, dude, where are my filters at? Is that when it released? Date range. Oh yeah, we could set the date range back here and see what people were saying on release. Yeah, there were a lot of technical issues on release. I mean, here this is like this is what I've been talking about. This is like such a huge comparison of what the Suicide Squad is. It's like uh, I've never written a review. I've tried to defend this game, but this is an embarrassment. They've got 80 hours on record with this, right? They had 66 hours at the review time. Um, this is an embarrassment. Every person involved in the production of this game should be ashamed of themselves for releasing this alpha version of a game at full price. Pay $60 for a bugged out and incomplete product. Madden doesn't even have this many bugs. Excuse me. I cannot recommend anybody to buy this. Single player story isn't worth 60. I'm 65 plus hours into the game. I've only gotten the multiplayer to work a handful of times. Um, every time I play, I encounter a new bug. Rather than addressing, yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah. Taking shots at Madden. I mean, when you're saying that Madden's in a better state when released, then you know what I'm saying. I don't like being mean. I know somebody put their best work into this game, but geez, this ain't it. Jeez. uh, yeah, I mean, and it was like so there were a lot of issues on release, and then some of the other stuff I was reading was that like even outside of the issues, the story was pretty drab. The gameplay was pretty unexciting. After a few hours, it got really repetitive, and then it was, dude, they were just always criticized for a massive amount of like in-game transactional stuff. So, um, yeah, I don't know, man. It seems that no, we'll see. Uh, I think a big part of how well Suicide Squad does is going to hinge on how good the gameplay is, and are they able to actually keep putting content in the game that people enjoy and it feels fresh. If they can do that, they might be able to dissuade some of the criticism they're getting for all the microtransaction stuff and the like no offline mode for single player and stuff like that. But we'll have to see what happens. Nintendo holding massive sale for Mario games on Switch. Nintendo is holding a huge sale this week for a number of titles related to the Super Mario series on Switch, Switch Lite. So across the Switch, why do they always do this, dude? Switch is a Switch, dude. For those who've been Nintendo fans for quite some time, you're probably well aware that the Japanese game developer almost never discounts its first-party games, outside of some very rare instances. Fortunately, in the lead up to Mario Day, which is happening later this week, Nintendo has opted to hold one of its best sales so far in 2023. Starting today, March 5th, and lasting until March 11th, Nintendo has taken 33% off 9 different games tied to Mario on Switch. Specifically, each game that is included in the sale only retails for $40. Should be available for this price at retailers such as Amazon, Target, Walmart, and GameStop. Additionally, this deal extends to some of the most critically acclaimed games that have ever come to Switch, such as Super Mario Odyssey and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Um, Beyond simply being tethered to Mario, there are a couple of games that Nintendo has featured in the sale that one typically wouldn't associate with the company's mascot. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze and Yoshi's Crafted World are also on sale in the coming week as well. While both titles don't feature Mario outright, both Yoshi and Donkey Kong historically have ties to Mario, so it's logical to see Nintendo mark these games down as well. They got some trailers in here if you're not familiar with the titles, and they got links to get in there and get some of these games at a sale if you want. Yeah, whoa, 9 games, dude. Whoa. Hold on, Nintendo. Take it easy, man. Wouldn't want to have too much of a cell there, you know what I'm saying? There's the link though. I mean, Nintendo is what it is, dude, and they don't hardly ever hold cells. So if you're in the market for any of those games, it might be a good time to go ahead and buy them. Sons of the Forest dev Night Games has big plans for the companions. In a community Q&A answered by Sons of the Forest developers Night Games, the developer of the survival success story has hinted at a few plans for the game's path to 1.0 release. Night is keeping most of their cards close to their chest, but a lot of the details are focused on plans for companions Kelvin and Virginia. You can see the entire Q&A with questions harvested from the game's Discord and Reddit communities in the below video. We have, quote, we have plans to keep adding tasks Kelvin can complete. Some ideas in progress have him help construct a wall around your base or fortify repair the base when needed. For Virginia, plan to add more to her AI, particularly giving her more bravery if she has a weapon. Also, depending on how many mutant cannibals she has killed, said Night in a Q&A response about the game's companions. Team has also confirmed that work is underway on dedicated servers and is something they are working on in the background, but they don't have an exact date yet. Fans can also expect an additional enemy that wasn't ready at the time for early access launch, more varied cannibal camps, and a host more items to craft, one of which could include the long sled from prequel of the Forest. They need that in the game. That was a great thing in the Forest. Yeah, so again, the reason I did not jump into this game yet is because I don't want to play it until it's full released. They were very vocal about the fact that there was not going to be early access. The game was going to be missing a good amount of lore. It was going to be missing a solid amount of mechanics that the full version, the full release would have, and I didn't want to dive into it until all those items were going to be there. So they initially at like right before early access was releasing said that it would be roughly 6 to 8 months before the full version released. We'll see. Whenever the full version releases, we'll dive into this. But right now, I just don't want to play it without getting the full experience. But people are having fun with it, it seems. What are the reviews at now for Sons of the Forest? It was really high at first, and then it kind of came down to 81. It's respectable. I am guessing that as this game continues to evolve, it'll increase a bit. And probably on full release, as long as they do a pretty good job working out some of the issues and implementing some new stuff, it'll probably go up a little bit upon full release. But we'll see. This game looks wild. Clash, Artifacts of Chaos, release date, gameplay trailer, and story. Fistfight your way through enemies looking to take you down. Here's everything you need to know about Clash, Artifacts of Chaos, from its release date to its gameplay and story. Here, we'll watch this real quick if you haven't seen this. The art style in this is really wild.
Strangers! Welcome to the only truly free place in Xenozoid.
You have a great shield artifact.
I do. It belonged to my father. Treasured it because it kept him safe. I do not treasure it, and so I am free.
So if you don't treasure it, could I have it?
No, I need it. If I don't have it, I cannot not treasure it, and then I will not be free. But I will fight you for it. These dice are forfeited. They must be consumed.
That's not a rule.
I win. You surrender. I hate you, you stink.
It went into FPS mode. That's crazy. Oh, get wrecked, dude. That's cool. Dude, that looks pretty fun. I've been interested in this game anyways, but...
There he is.
just the weirdness of it and the art style is really cool, and it really is
Sorry,
interesting
but
to
I
me.
don't play by your rules.
You will never leave.
March 9th. Much like the previous games in the series, Clash Artifacts of Chaos is an action-adventure video game. The game puts a lot of focus on hand-to-hand combat, with players able to use various stances in their fights. Each of these stances has its own strengths and weaknesses. For example, the spear stance lets players do attacks that have long range and reach. This is a first in the series, along with the ability to customize your character's abilities, attributes, and more. Another new feature this game brings to the series is its switch from first person to third person. This gives players a better view of their surroundings, as well as a better awareness of their positioning. The game still switches to a first-person view now and then. However, it is only during the times when the player carries out finisher attacks. Sometimes when the player decides to fight intelligent beings, they might play around in the ritual. This is a dice game that gives boons to the winner. These boons include extra fight companions, a frog that restricts the enemy's view, and more. This is also the first game in the series to implement a semi-open world. The change in map implementation lets players explore the maze-like world with ease. This is different from the previous games, which used various maps connected by loading screens. The story happens in the strange land of Xenozoic, the setting of the previous two games in the series. Players play as Pseudo, a martial arts master who lives as a recluse in Xenozoic. One day, his paths cross with the boy, a small creature that has mysterious powers. Pseudo makes the decision to protect the boy from Gemini, the mistress of the artifacts. What he doesn't realize is the situation is much bigger than he initially thought. March 9th. Hold on. Is that not on here? Interesting. Interesting, chat. Okay. Okay. That is incorrect. Throwing this on the schedule real quick, just as a possibility here. Okay. Yeah, I remember seeing this and being like, that looks pretty cool. And it does look really interesting to me. The everything about it really seems like it could be cool. Where's it coming out on PC at, I wonder? Is it on Steam? Let's take a look. Yep. Yeah, I have it on the wish list. Interesting. Okay. Yo, give me 90% off Clash, okay? Oh, dude. All right, let's get back in it. Cool. If you guys want more out of that, I'll link it for you. Fortnite may get first-person mode next season. Battle Royale video game Fortnite may soon get first-person mode, according to a reliable source, HypeX. The mode will include the game's next season. The leakster took to microblogging platform Twitter to reveal the update. In a tweet, he said that a trustworthy source has confirmed the same. When asked by a user whether Fortnite's first-person mode will be optional or zero build, the tipster says that most likely it will be an optional setting, as most of the stuff this source had seen was in third-person mode. At present, Fortnite offers a first-person view only while aiming down the sights. A dedicated first-person mode will be a significant addition to the Battle Royale game. Season 2 is rumored to come on March 9th, as the current season ends on March 8th, but it is likely that the new season could launch on a later date. The upcoming season is likely to come with changes like a Battle Pass themed around the Attack on Titan anime series. Here's the thing. I said this before. This is not a bad thing necessarily, but anytime you have a game that allows third-person mode, first-person mode is at a disadvantage in a shooter game, competitive shooter game. Because you are not able to see as much of the world around you. Therefore, it's a little bit more restrictive as far as what you're being able to take in for what's going on around you in the world. As opposed to, because you're zoomed into like what your character's eyes would see, right? As opposed to being like, if you've played Fortnite, being backed off behind the character and really getting a nice, comprehensive overall view from behind the character of a lot of what's going on in the world. So I think that giving people the option is fine, but ultimately, I think that the best way to implement it is like, if you want to have it competitive, you should probably be implementing this in a way where you go like, there's an FPS competitive mode and there's a third-person competitive mode, in my opinion. This is not the first game that's done this kind of thing. PUBG did the same thing. You know, there are battle royales that have done this before, but there's an absolute difference in the advantage that somebody has in playing in third-person mode above somebody playing in FPS mode. And I'm not talking about just like when it comes to aiming and stuff, but just overall, you know, a lot of the aspects that come around with the you know, the world of a battle royale and everything. So we'll see what happens. PlayStation reveals the most unexpected PS5 controller yet. PlayStation has revealed what is likely the strangest PS5 DualSense controller that we've ever seen. Since the launch of the PS5 back in late 2020, Sony has slowly been releasing new variants of the DualSense in different color schemes. And while most of these colorways have been pretty standard, Sony has released some PS5 controllers that are tied to games like Hogwarts Legacy and God of War Ragnarok, rather than being tethered to another upcoming video game. Though the latest DualSense that Sony is planning to let loose will be associated with one of the most famous athletes on the planet. Announced by PlayStation this week, a new PS5 controller that features iconography. I can't speak, guys. Iconography associated with basketball superstar LeBron James is set to be released later in 2023. I can't speak. Coming in a primarily all-black color scheme, this new DualSense was specifically designed by James. Features various nods to himself and his I Promise school located in Akron, Ohio. Outside of releasing this controller, Sony will be letting loose a new console cover for the PS5 itself. It contains many of the same pieces of art that appear on the DualSense. There you go. There's your LeBron James limited edition PS5 and controller. In case you're wondering about why this PS5 controller is coming about in the first place, at the end of February, Sony revealed that it was teaming up with James as part of its new PlayStation Playmakers program. While James and his son were playing, previously featured in some marketing for God of War Ragnarok, this new PS5 controller and cover represent the first major crossover that we've seen between the basketball great and PlayStation. Whether or not future crossovers like this one will come about down the road remain to be seen. For those that are big fans of King James, these new PlayStation accessories might be worth copying in the coming months. They'll be scalped. You can bet on that. These will be scalped. Limited editions. They're only going to make so many of them. They'll be scalped. So good luck getting your hands on one and from a retailer. And if not, prepare to pay. Feels bad. This fantastic trailer for retro future game The Invincible aims for the stars. This first-person adventure from Starwood Industries is based on celebrated author Stanislaw Lem's sci-fi classic novel. This game looks cool. I'm interested in playing this.
I believe in mankind, in its unlimited possibilities. I believe in man, in its unwavering position on the top of the evolutionary pyramid. That is why I, wholeheartedly, having knowledge of our spectacular advancements, believe in the success of every interplanetary mission. They say per aspera ad astra, through hardship to the stars. And I add, because between the stars is our place.
Enough of this nonsense. I don't want to fight anymore. I don't want to fight anymore.
All right, Yasna. Have it your way.
My bad, that was pretty loud.
You did everything you could. But even that wasn't enough.
It looks pretty cool. Is that on my wish list? Yep, it is. Okay. Seems like retrofuturism is roaring back in fashion these days with shows like Hello Tomorrow. Gamers eagerly awaiting Bethesda's Fallout 5 and Amazon's Fallout TV series. That 1950s style enterprising attitude towards rocket ships, gadget technology, robots, and space travel that emerged in the decade's science fiction literature and Hollywood B-movies is fertile territory for imaginative creators tapping into that era. Celebrating the unwavering human need to drift deeper into the cosmos, a new official trailer for The Invincible from Starwood was recently presented at the IGN FanFest. It's a rousing throwback salute to 1950s exploratory optimism. You can check out the guide to the best space games for more cosmic gaming experiences. The Invincible game is a first-person perspective retro future video game coming later this year based on a 1964 novel by acclaimed Polish sci-fi author Stanislaw Lem. In the book, The Invincible was a behemoth battlecruiser spaceship investigating the disappearance of its sister ship, Condor, on the planet Regis 3, only to discover swarms of self-replicating micro-machines to confront in a fight for survival. The official description is, you are a highly qualified, sharp-witted astrobiologist named Yasna being entangled in a space race. You and your crew end up on the unexplored planet Regis 3. The scientific journey quickly turns into a search mission for lost crewmates. Following its trail, but be fully aware that every decision you make can bring you closer to danger. Uncover mind-boggling scientific phenomena in a cosmic philosophical adventure set within eerie landscapes. Discover fragments of what's lost and report to your astrologer. Let his voice aid you in hard times. You couldn't have foreseen humanity's biggest threat. It will force you to rethink mankind's ambitions and biases. Go on, make decisions, follow the mystery, but remember not to underestimate the brutal simplicity and brilliance of evolution. This impressive and dramatic preview footage is packed with old-fashioned flaring rockets, planetary missions, ominous robots, mighty spaceships, alien landscapes, brave astronauts, and a somber atmospheric tone that honors mankind's ongoing efforts to reach beyond the stars. Developed by the Poland-based studios Starwood Industries and published by 11-Bit Studios, the folks behind This War of Mine and Frostpunk. Great games. The Invisible will be released on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC sometime in 2023. Yeah, it looks very good. It does. If you need more, there's the link. All right. Last article I have for the morning. Let me know if you have anything to add before we finish up the news segment. Cool. And we'll address it. New Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi announced. A new entry into the Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi video game series has been announced to be in the works. The Dragon Ball franchise has been in the midst of a great revival in the last few years, with not only a new entry in the anime for the first time in 4 years, Dragon Ball Super superheroes feature film running through theaters, but many of the video game's pursuits have gotten new material as well. Now we're getting one of the biggest revivals yet with the return of Budokai Tenkaichi franchise in the near future. Announced to be in the works during the special Dragon Ball Games Battle Hour event this year, it was revealed that a new Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi game is now in early production. There's no release date or window for the new entry just yet. You can check out the Japanese teaser trailer below to see how the visual fidelity of the franchise will be updated for this new release. It is also a confirmation that we'll get Super Saiyan Blue Goku in the new game too. What about Vegeta though? Oh yeah. My son's gonna be jacked. My son's gonna be jacked, dude. Oh, it's good. Nice. I'm about to show that to my boy. He's gonna love that. Cool. When is Dragon Ball Z a Budokai Tenkaichi? Was the franchise sparked from a slate of 3 titles in the Budokai series that took things in a huge new direction. Titled Dragon Ball Z, sparking in Japan, these games turned the Tekken-like fighting style of the Budokai series and expanded it to a full-on arena fighter. These games also expanded the rosters to include tons of characters, both big and small, in both literal size and popularity. And the third game ended up having 98 or so characters with 160 plus transformations at their disposal. It's been 16 years since the latest Budokai Tenkaichi game was on shelves. And with Dragon Ball Xenoverse essentially taking its core gameplay, it's surprised to see a new title on the way. It already seems like more than a remake with the inclusion of an updated Goku seen in this teaser trailer. But with it being so early on in the production, there are still many details left to be revealed. Yeah. That was actually kind of nostalgic for me, man. We have Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi, I think is the one we have on Wii, dude. We used to play it on the Wii. It was a really cool game to play on the Wii.
Oh.
And that's where my son got into the Dragon Ball games. He loved playing that. And then he actually has moved on into playing the Xenoverse games. He beat Xenoverse, and he's been just obliterating Xenoverse 2 as well. He's been stuck on that one here lately. So he's going to be pretty psyched about that, I think. Yeah. Them was the breaks, dude. Look at that. The emote explosion, dude. Shout out to Wick, dude. Thanks, buddy. Man, incredible. 15 months, dude. 15 months, man. Thank you. Everybody, this is part of what we do, man. You guys are incredible. I appreciate you very much. It's good to be back. I missed you guys. Whether you believe it or not, I did. And, I don't know. So, the deal is, again, stream will go down for a little bit this morning. I don't know, probably about an hour and a half or so. And we'll be back at it a little bit later to get a little bit of some gaming in with some Bloodstained, and then we'll end up finishing off with the Paradox showcase, which kicks off at 11 a.m. CST. So we'll do some gaming, and we'll watch the Paradox stuff, and then I'm going to have to call it a short day so I can get some other stuff taken care of today. But we'll be back at the normal stream stuff tomorrow. News, same time as always, 6, and then rolling straight into the gaming stuff for the foreseeable future. I don't have really anything else coming up. I don't think that I'll have to take any more time off for or anything. So back to 7 days a week, man. You guys are amazing, though. I appreciate you very much. If anybody's checking out this content or any other content that we have on the YouTube channel as VODs or highlights here on the Twitch channel, and you're enjoying it, then I would ask you to come hang out with us, man, when we go live at 6 a.m. CST every single day. When we start all the streams off with video gaming news before we dive into whatever gaming content that we have planned to play for the rest of the day. Other than that, stay safe, be kind. And I will be back in roughly an hour and a half to do some Bloodstained and watch the Paradox showcase. Cool? You guys are amazing. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope your Monday is going well, has gone well, depending on where you're at. And I'll see you guys in just about an hour and a half. Cool. I guess.